Good day, ma'am. Good day, ma'am Brands and ma'am Dexon. Today we're gonna defend our outline manuscript entitled "New Anti-Terrorism Law: A Setback for Human Rights as Perceived by Criminology Academians of Davao City." Background of the study. One of the attacks that really shook the world to its core is the September 11, 2001 or 9/11 terror attack in New York, USA. Recently, under the regime of President Rodrigo Duterte, the Maute Islamic State-inspired group clashed with the government forces and raised a black flag with an ISIS logo in front of the MYKE Hospital in Marawi. General problem. The government had newly signed the Anti-Terrorist Law, which aims to lessen and control these leftist-inspired activities. However, some people think that the anti-terror law will just pave a way for the terrorism to occur. A government incurred hostility towards its people. Specific question. This study sought to the following question. What are the demographics of the criminology academians of Davao City in terms of age, gender, and educational status? Number two, what is the level of perception in anti-terrorism law of Davao City criminology academians in terms of social control, conflict resolution, and social facilitation? Third, is there a significant differences in the level of discussion of anti-terrorism law of Davao City community academians classified according to their demographics, scope, and limitation? Criminology academians, different colleges and universities in Davao City, only three factors of law will be counted for the survey. Research design. Our research design is quantitative research. And research subject. The subject of this study is the quarterly academics of different colleges and universities in Davao City. And we are gonna use the purposive sampling, knowing that the respondent will be fewer. Significance of the study. The following will benefit from the study. Criminology, community, and future researchers. What's your motivation? So question number one, what's your motivation for this study?
So, this study is evident that terrorism does not discriminate whether an individual is from a first world country or third world country. This motivates the proponents in conducting the research relating anti-terrorism and its implementation in the Philippines. Next.
In few sentences, are you able to tell us what your study is all about?
So our study is all about the the government had newly signed the anti-terrorism law, which aims to lessen and control these leftist-inspired activities. However, some people think that anti-terror law will just pave a way for the terrorism to occur. Government incurred hostility towards its people. This research will aim to tell how people, especially criminology academicians of Davao City, perceive the anti-terrorism law.
How will this study contribute to the body of knowledge?
So this study will contribute to the body of knowledge as the anti-terrorism law has just been implemented in the Philippines. This research is considered pioneering in its concept and thus a lot of factors are still open for analysis. As stated, the proposed research will focus with the demographics of respondents here in Davao City. This research will also be a great use to how a criminology inclined academic Davaoenyo views in law as someone where Duterte has established its name.
Did you bridge any gap from your study?
So, as the anti-terrorism law has just been implemented in the Philippines, this research is considered pioneering in its concept and thus a lot of factors are still open for analysis.
How will you s- how will this study contribute to the body of knowledge?
This study will contribute to the proposed research aims to check whether demographics hold a pre-existent factor as to how academicians perceive the anti-terror law. A lot of research has been made that prove that demographic plays an important role in determining the respondents and behavior targeting their preferences in its also used in psychology related study and as such from the study of C et al. Entitled Nurse Burnout and its association with occupational stress in a cross-sectional studies in Shanghai 2001. It has proved that age plays a role and older nurses tend to score higher and the personalization.
What are your research questions?
So our research questions is the following. Statement of the problem. This study aims to determine the significant difference among the demographics of criminology academicians of Davao City in their level of perception with anti-terrorism law. Specifically, it seeks to measure the following. So first, what are the following demographics of criminology academicians of Davao City in the following? Age, gender, and educational status. Second is the what is the level of perception in anti-terrorism law of Davao City Criminology Academician in terms of A. Social control, B. Conflict resolution, and C. The social facilitation. And number three is is there a significant difference in the level perceptions of anti-terrorism law of Davao City Criminology Academicians in classified according to their demographics.
What's your limitation? What limitation did you encounter? And you will only include three factors.
So the limitations are the role and function of law is difficult, especially when to put into specific categories. It is even very uncertain to say that all legal systems necessarily follow same role and functions to the same extent. There are some who follow very specific guides and some follow a general function. Some of the general and broad functions are social control, conflict resolution, social facilitation, integration, social engineering, and social welfare. So but we focus morely in the social control, conflict resolution, and social facilitation.
What theories or theoretical framework is your study based on?
So this research anchored especially on structural functionalism of Herbert Spencer and the theory of bureaucracy of Max Weber.
What are your research variables?
So our research variables are the demographics of criminology academicians of Davao City. First is the age, second is the gender, and third is the educational attainment.
What is the significance of your study?
So our significance of the study will be helpful especially to those following aspiring criminologists. The result will give them an idea how demographics may play as a pre-existing factor for the perception of law, and such will give them insights on how better communicate with people differing their views. Second is the community. The study will provide them an insight on how academicians with prominent backgrounds with criminology views that anti-terrorism law. This will give them a good basis on putting their trust as the results will reflect the perception of highly credible respondents. And the third is for the future researchers. This study will serve as a basis for future researchers to work with as some factors are still not explored, considering this will be the one pioneering researchers in regards with anti-terrorism law, focusing with perceptions of criminology academicians.
Supported your findings. What areas will you suggest for the future research? Future researchers, this study will serve as a basis for future researchers to work with. Some factors are still not explored, considering this will be one of the pioneering research in regards with the anti-terrorism law, focusing with perception of criminology academians. What methods or sampling technique did you employ? So we use the purposive sampling, knowing that the respondent will be fewer. Why choose this method? Purposive sampling represents and probability sampling techniques. Usually, the sample being investigated is quite small, especially when compared with probability sampling techniques. That's all. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.